Hey everybody, how you doing? Today we're going to talk about getting ready to do the cleanse, which is coming up in 3 days. So one of the things I wanted to show you was how this is going to affect your body and why we do it. You know, I have some notes, actually downloads that have come to me over the past year. Something you're never going to have a doctor, or very few anyway, tell you is to cleanse your internal body. They have no clue or no idea, or if they do, they're not sharing it with us. Those that haven't seen my testimonial on my first master cleanse that I did in 1999, 2000, right around that time, and the difference that it made in my life, blow your mind. And it'll do the same thing for you. And this is why I do this class, is to help people understand you are the commander-in-chief of your body. Nobody else. If it's to be, it's up to me, right? Well, we have great live liquids. And I use the Master Cleanse because it's inexpensive and it's amazing. So today, I'm going to show you what the electrical current is in your body. We consider this glass your stomach, and this bulb is your electrical body. And I'm going to show you how our body is stolen. There's two ways, because we're in a duality, right? So one is diet and the other is stress, because they suppress the cells if it's not correct, and the cells produce energy. Just think about that for a minute. Our body produces right from the heart, and our energy centers, right? And we consider 8 as one up here, and as light comes through that 8th and into the body, it creates matter. Because light creates matter. It changes it, it shifts it. Every frequency has information running through it. And we're up here, supposedly when we're born, we're starting to lose that a little bit now, but the energy around the world is the energy around the world. It doesn't fluctuate that much. What fluctuates is our connection to it. The sun above us charges us, the ground below us grounds us, and we are caught in a little bubble of energy. That's called our aura. And as that aura weakens, we become more susceptible to dis in the body. 22,000 diseases that they claim there are, and they're adding to it every day. No. Did you notice they all have almost the identical symptoms? Well, that's because you're low on energy, and the body can only do so many things. And do them well, but only if they're getting what they need. I'm going to show you right here, right now, what they need. So, turning this on, let's see if I can get this as a lemon. This is the energy of the day. And as you use this in the Master Cleanse, it updates your DNA through hydration, cleansing, and purifying cells. Now this is obviously a lemon. It may take a minute to do this. What I found is while this is trying to do this, why don't I just do this? Because I have this half a lemon to experiment with here. Okay. So, as you can see, this light bulb is lighting simply from this, because there's electrical current in there. The water that is in this is distilled and is mineralized by the plant growing. This is a sterilized container. All fruits, berries, melons, vegetables, herbs that are alive all contain distilled water, and they all have nutrients inside. That distilled water and that nutrients will build electricity in your body, which is produced by your heart. That's why if you're out of balance, you're too heady, or you're too guttural, you're too involved down here instead of here, you get out of balance. And all out of balance means is the further out of balance you are, the less love you have for yourself. And the key to life, the key to happiness, is to love yourself. And I'm not talking like all huggy kissy. I'm just talking about being grounded with who you are, and you understand that that wisdom is so deep in you that it's hard to shake you off your path. So we're going to take this. There could be too much water in here. This could be a disastrous thing here, but let's put this in here and see if it will light. This is fruit, any fruit, and it will conduct electricity. I don't care if it's a grape or well, celery would be a vegetable, but all of that, it'll all light because it has proper hydration and nutrition. And when you put that in your body, it works with the cells to make them strong and healthy and vibrant. And when they vibrate, that's when they create energy. So as our cells get weak, they can't vibrate like they used to, and they're not sending the correct messages from the body to the mind. So the mind knows what to produce. And this is important. What medicine to produce, to send to that area, so that you can get well. It's going to take hydration, nutrients, proper movement. We move way too much mentally and physically. Rest, which we get too little of mentally and physically. Oxygen, we do that through breath work, and we're cleansing our lungs and putting oxygen in the blood. 2/3 of our fluid is right here. And because 2/3 of our fluid is right here, when we do breath work, we use the abdomen, right? We're creating a wave, just like in the ocean. This is where our liquid, most of it is, 2/3, right? So every time we do that, we're moving that back and forth, creating an energy, just like a wave in the ocean. And the beauty of it is we're creating more energy than our body is using. And that energy builds in the cells of the body, along with that hydration and that nutrients and that cleansing power to clean the body out and eliminate that waste through the 13 channels of elimination. You can't get any better than that. That's what the cells want. That's what they need. It's also why we're never told to cleanse our internal body. Not until we get in trouble. Now, the other thing about this is, this will stay lit until there is no water left in that. It'll be on for days. Okay? So that's true power. Now, this is man-made sugar, white sugar, manufactured in a plant, sold to you as a body booster, like a candy bar or some of this other garbage that is disguised as candy bars. So let's watch this light here. You see it's starting to go down, it's starting to dim. And you go, well, that's a lot of sugar. This is your body. Did you see that dim? That's what happens when you eat sugar. This sugar is poison. And what's happening is, and you'll see it start to come back a little bit. What's happening is, when it goes into the body and is poison, the body kicks the adrenals up to get you through as it's dealing with the poison you just put in it. It's not hydrating. It's not energy boosting. It's boosting energy because the body, your adrenals are like the passing gear in your car. When the body is in trouble in the gut, it kicks the adrenals on so that you can continue through your day. And then after it's dealt with it, you get that lull. And you either want a cup of coffee or another candy bar or something like that, because you've been taught to believe that that's what really boosts your energy. Well, it does, but it does it in the opposite direction that you want. Because what it's doing is, it's forcing your body to deal with poison and boost it on the other side. And you don't want that. You don't want anything to do with that. Because eventually, over time, just like if you're always in passing gear in your car, right? And the thing is screaming all the time, it's going to wear out. Well, your adrenals are no different. And as the body gets taxed with this gooey stuff in our lymphatic system, because that's actually what we're cleaning, all that stuff you wash off every day on the outside of your body comes from the inside of your body. And if it's stinky and sticky and whatever, right? That's because the inside of your body is dirty. So we're going to cleanse the inside of the body so that it can function properly. The cells can produce the energy they're supposed to. The body will become invigorated, energized, and extremely vital. Clarity of the mind will come back. Vision will get better. Sense of smell, taste, hearing, touch, all of it will get better. Your, let's call it spidey senses, right? Your sixth sense will start to kick in. And you just be amazed at the difference that you will have. Now, starting out, we know it can be rough. That's why, for a lot of people, I have them start either with, if they're really bad, a green smoothie. And then work their way up to the Master Cleanse, because this is one of the fastest cleanses in the world. And there are so many things that we can do to help our body that are simple and they cost nothing. Breathing, Qigong, getting proper hydration in your body to help cleanse those cells, to help free them up, to loosen that lymphatic system. It's 80% of the fluid in your body, and it's a lipid, so it's an oil base. So when people take CBD oil and they go, oh, I feel so much better, that's to the lipid side. That is a lipid. So it's working with the lymphatic system, and it's taking away some of that pain by opening up channels so that you can eliminate. Because without elimination, you're done. And any doctor that tells you don't have the detox gene, just say, oh, gee, I didn't realize that. Well, what are the channels of elimination? Well, you poop it out, you pee it out, you sweat it out, you spit it out, you cry it out. Earwax, snot. It's all elimination, all of it. And there are 13 channels. And when one of those gets congested, you start to lose whatever that channel is, whether it's hearing or eyesight. It's all pressure, PSI. The pressure of the body is 14.3 pounds per square inch. Now, why is that? Because that's our internal body pushing out 14.3 pounds of pressure. Varies with every person, obviously. But because the pressure is changing, you get things like glaucoma, you get enlarged heart, pancreas, whatever, you know, these are acids. It's pancreatitis, it's just so many things. They're all the same thing. Lack of rest, too much movement, not enough oxygen. When you look at people They go to a hospital, it isn't long before they have them on oxygen. Well, why wait? Why not start breathing now and get your lungs cleaned out? You know, the gases that settle in the bottom of your lungs, and they're heavier than the air. So over time, if you're not cleaning your lungs out through breath work, there's less and less oxygen in your lungs to get to the blood. And stress and anxiety start to set in. They sit up here in shallow breath. So we're breaking the breath pattern in this class, and we're allowing the body to adjust itself, because that's what it does. It's self-adjusting. When you give it medication, you're forcing it to stop doing what it's doing. It's crazy. So, back to this. So as you can see, that was only 2 teaspoons of sugar. And you saw the effect it had. We'll put another one. So in a Arizona iced tea, there are 18 of these. And every time you have that, you're killing the energy in your body, the electrical charge. And the electrical charge, well, let's say it this way. The same energy that created you, which comes from the first center, is the same energy that heals you. And that's what this class is really about. The Master Cleanse is a way to cleanse the body. But we're going to help by helping you understand that you control it all. You are the master and commander of your body. And it has to do what you tell it. Even if it's crazy. Like these guys that fly in these squirrel suits, right? Dropping out of airplanes. 60 people were the originators of that. Not one of them is alive today. They all died in those squirrel suits. Let's not slowly take ourselves out by eating pasteurized or drinking pasteurized liquids and dead liquids, dead foods. It's not that you can't have them, it's that we're having too much of them. So let's move on with this a little bit. What we're going to do is shut this off. I will do this though, okay? One of the reasons that we put a pinch of Himalayan salt in our Master Cleanse is because it is a massive generator of electricity. And many of you who are struggling right now, and when I say a pinch, you should not be able to taste it. I don't know if you can see what's there, but I'm just a little tiny bit, and we'll see what it does in here. That's what happens to your body when you put a little bit of salt in it. The stronger it is, the more energy it has, the more power you have to get you through your day. So as you can see, this is one amazing mix. I don't really care what live juice you use, as long as it's live. This is what I prefer. This costs about $1 to $1.50 for 32 ounces, depending on what you pay for this lemon. There's a little tiny bit of real maple syrup. None of that fake stuff. Dark is best. And I believe I showed you. If I didn't, I'm going to. This is distilled water. Now, I don't care what kind of water you use. I've tried them all. Will that water light this light bulb? Now I'm going to show you. I'm going to make sure it's on first. I could leave that in that water, any water, anywhere. I don't care what it is. It could be mineralized. I've tried them all. It will not light that light. If you're in it, it will, because you're the mineral. Water without mineral has no conductive power. So as we see over here, you know, we have the lemon, we have the salt in there. This is tap water, which will not light, and that is distilled water. So when you see water, or you see people saying, oh, I drink a lot of water, well, you have minerals in your body. So drinking water is extremely important. But if you're drinking water that's been enhanced with your, with things like this, or an orange, or a lime, or even celery juice, I mean, it's electrical. And that's what you want. What goes in is what is created. And if that is energy, you're going to have some energy. Now I'm going to unplug this, because this, when this is on, is 110 volts. And it's live. If you stuck it in your hand, you'd be electrocuted. So, we're going to take this and set it out of the way here. That glass is actually hot, and that's something else. Energy produces heat. And if you get too much heat, you have a fever. If you get too cold, this is all thyroid based. This will work with everything. This Master Cleanse will work with everything in your body to help it. So this is a big lemon, and I'm only going to use half of it. I usually only use half a lemon in my drink, because I've been drinking this for so many years. Almost 20 actually. You want the real apple cider vinegar with the mother. And that's the taste also. And then put water in it. Check the color as soon as you put your water in. It needs a little more syrup, put some in it. It's the taste test. After a while you'll know the color that your taste buds are more interested in. And you always go by taste, and over time that will shift. Always spin your bottle too. It creates a vortex inside there, and it excites the water, and it energizes it. So there's more oxygen and things going into your system. For tea, I may come around front here. These are the teas that I have recommended. This is burdock. Oops, burdock. Dandelion. Marshmallow flower or root will work. Cleavers. And nettle. Now what I do with this, and use the spoon, I had the sugar on it, it said knock some of the sugar off in it. So this is nettle. And we'll just put a little bit in. Dandelion. Marshmallow flower. Now the whole thing is to get this to fit in 1/2 of the tea ball. Burdock. And this is a real grassy one, this cleavers. It's mostly stems and stuff, so usually I break them up a little bit so they'll fit in there. But that's it. Put the top on. Put it in your cup. If you don't have a tea ball, there's all kinds of different tea things. This little teapot right here is like 19, 20 bucks. Now something that's going to happen is as you put your water in, the tea ball is full of air, so it's going to bubble up, and then the herbs will start to suck some of the water down because it's being pulled into the herbs. And then that will start drawing that out, which is what you want. And there's another reason I use distilled water. Distilled water, I call it hungry water. It's looking for antioxidants and things when it goes in. It's looking for positively charged inorganic material to collect and flush out of the body. Mineralized water won't do that because it's full. It's already it's balanced. Distilled water carries a negative charge, just like the earth. The rain is distilled water. Like I said, this in here is distilled. That's what we're supposed to have in our bodies, distilled water. It's the purest water in the world. And then you can mineralize it if you want to. But the more minerals you put in it, the less pulling power it has. But it is pure water. You take out the fluorides and the chlorines and the drugs people are flushing down the toilets or peeing and pooping down the toilets, because I worked in a water facility. They take none of that out. None. You're drinking that. And you'd be amazed at what you see at the bottom of your distiller. It's crazy. We clean that thing in between every single time we use it. It takes about 4 hours to make a gallon, and a gallon is a gallon. Where RO water is awesome water, but it takes 2 to 7 gallons to make 1 gallon of distilled water. Distilled water is 0 parts per billion. RO water is about 30, 40, maybe 50 parts per billion. Still fantastic. I just don't like the ratio of how much water it takes to make a gallon. Other than that, it's good. And your Berkey filters and things like that, those are good filters. So I think I'm about to wrap this up. And I was just looking at some of my notes. I like this little quote I wrote down. If you want life, eat life. And I'm going to leave you with that. 3 days from today, actually, well, I'll be posting anyway. I have these new posters I designed and created that will help many of you. And if you have questions during the process here, ask me. I'll keep trying to do videos, keep trying to help people. We've had some miraculous things happen for people and their health. And, you know, the duality is food can create stress in the body, mentally and physically. But stress is the other one. So if you have a clean diet and you're still not getting well, stress could be the factor, and it could be something you don't even remember. So we'll be going over that some too. If you go back and read a lot of my old posts, I cover so many things that are basic laws. You know, there's laws of man and laws of nature. Well, if you break the laws of man, you'll suffer. If you break the laws of nature, you'll suffer. So we're going to learn the laws of nature. And one of them is the energy that created you is the same energy that heals you, and that comes from here. You cannot think yourself well. If you could, you'd already be well. And if you've been chasing, trying to figure out what's wrong, it's one of 2 things. Diet, stress, one of 3 things, or both. So I hope you found this helpful. I love you guys. and I will see you in the next video. And I probably should introduce myself. I'm so interested in getting the information out. I'm Gary Parent. I'm part of the Master Cleanse class. I do iridology, and I have the iridology group, and everybody's welcome to come over there. I do free partial readings, and then I offer a full reading. And the full reading is $75. So, and it comes with a full protocol. You can ask me questions, whatever. So, like I said, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.